It's your boy, U-Goboy. That's Mongo, all right? This is the U-Goboy podcast channel. But before we start, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We got unfiltered, authentic conversations. We got sports talk. We got drops. Oh, yeah. So, Mongo, what should they do?
Like and subscribe.
Oh, yeah. Yahtzee. This is what using free agency and trades are supposed to look like. Jerry? This is what do I always talk about? Bargain basement bullshit. That's what they've been doing the entire since Dak walked into the league in 2016 with Zeke. It's been bargain basement bullshit.
You go, boy.
Yo, yo, yo. Do not adjust your TV sets. We're back in studio. There's Mongolicious. You know what time it is. Sports Talk, episode 72 of the You Go Boy podcast coming at you. Yahtzee. Whoa. Hey, this a vibe, nigga. Whoa. Woo. Secure the bag. I need more. Hey, 3P, Jordan. Whoa. Woo. I can't keep it on a low. This a whole vibe. I don't need a plug, no cosign. Thinking out loud, that's a gold mine. Mask on, yeah, COVID-19. Baby mama, yeah, looking like Rihanna. Rest in peace to George, rest in peace Brianna. Still kicking like Van Damme with my niggas in Amsterdam. All right, but listen, marvelous. I just need Kevin Nash's. You know, that's all I need. That's all I need. Kevin Nash's because the band is back together. Yeah, that's all I need. The band or whatever you got back there. Whatever you got back there. I'll take some Ric Flairs. I'll just take some woos. Give me some woos. Just give me some woos. Yeah. It's your boy. You go, boy. And I'm not here alone. There's Mongo. Episode 72 of the You Go Boy podcast. Live from Bravery Studios in lovely Garfield, New Jersey. It's almost Thanksgiving, buddy. So you know what time it's time to talk about ball. All right, talk about football. Mongo, how you doing, dog?
I am grateful. Thanksgiving came a little early this year. Christmas came a little bit early this year, and I am very grateful. And we have a stuffed episode full of my team and your team. We did it, buddy.
Oh my goodness! Can I get some Yahtzees? Give me every Yahtzee you got back there. Like that's just what it is.
Yahtzee.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, man. Grateful, thankful, blessed. Every adjective you can think of. Our teams got busy, but before we get to our teams, because a lot happened between the Cowboys and the Jets over the trade deadline, we got to talk about these firings. All right, because Black Friday is upon us. Black Monday is upon us. Black Monday or Black Weekday, whatever, came early. Let's get one firing out the way. Brian DABOL fired from the New York Giants. Instant reaction, Mongolicious.
Listen, sometimes the math is all you need. DABOL goes 61 starts. He will go as 20, 40, and 1, so 20 wins in 61 attempts. Shermer and Judge combined for 19 wins in 65 attempts. That's pretty close, even if you want to just gift him 4 more wins. So if an adjective that can be used to describe you is only slightly better than Shermer and Judge, I'm sorry, you shouldn't be a head coach in the NFL. They were terrible. If you're 1 win better, if you're, again, even if you want to scrap that up to 5 more wins, 1 a year, no, I'm sorry, you had to go.
Dom DeMarco, man, oh man, like you said, the math wasn't mathing. I've been talking New York Giant fans off the ledge throughout this entire, I think they're on Rebuild 6 now, or Rebuild 5, Mambo number 5, the Scat Man, all 90s hits. Yeah, I mean, the issue before was Mara was picking coaches. We both agree when owners make football decisions, it's a disaster. Joe Beningo, we love you. Now with this DABOL hire, it's a little different. They went with the good old fashioned, as it's supposed to be done by competent teams, package deal. Get your GM, get your head coach. Both from the Buffalo tree, DABOL and Shane. It was supposed to be a slam dunk. They were going to find their next Josh Allen. They were going to build themselves into a
a consistent contender like the Buffalo Bills, who are Jekyll and Hyde. But when that's not, we'll discuss them, at a later date. But they got it wrong with the coaching hire. Daboll could not. His first year came out of nowhere. In that playoff season, Danny Dimes, they go into Minnesota, but you can pinpoint from the offseason afterward, 2022 on, that's when they screwed things up. And we talked about this on the show. Tell me when I'm telling lies. Congratulations, Punk, world champion. Yahtzee.
Yahtzee.
Like, we talked about this. When Shane and Daboll in tandem decided to franchise tag Saquon Barkley and pay Daniel Jones, it was all downhill after that. They basically did things backwards, and that set forth a course of very unfortunate events. It was like a domino effect. It was like the butterfly effect. Insert Doctor Strange or any Marvel, multiverse. It's been all bad since then. I think Shane kept his job because of their most recent draft. That's how I look at it. I don't know how you see it. I think the fact that they were able to get Dart, Scadaboo, as well as Abdul Carter, kind of hard to mess up a draft when you've got all that capital and you pinpointed and got some premier talent that you can build around. Now the issue is the play calling. The issue is the scheme. The issue is I don't really know what their plan was at quarterback. You wait a couple weeks to bring in Dart. You knew Russ was washed. They know Jameis is washed, which is why he's on the headset making YouTube content. You know what I mean? I don't know what the plan was. And then you finally put Dart in. Dart at spurts has looked good, but the issue that I keep saying, and I'll toss it over to you, Daboll's calling plays for Dart like Dart is Josh Allen. And Dart is not Josh Allen. I know they're both, strapping Caucasian men, but they're not the same type of player. Dart can't take the punishment Josh Allen can. And there's a reason why he's been concussed multiple times, why he's going to miss time now with yet another one. So shoulder injuries, arm injuries, Scadaboo's hurt. The play calling does not match the skill set. And I think that with Mara and the front office seeing that, okay, so we got our guys now, and it's just not a fit with what Daboll was calling, they had to make a change. We'll toss it to you.
I just think, Shane found talent. Like, you can't deny that.
Agreed.
But look at where he found the talent, right? Dart comes from Ole Miss, who just lost fourth quarter after fourth quarter in the SEC, right? And Abdul Carter comes from the perennial also ran, that is your Penn State. And I'm blanking on which Arizona Scadaboo comes from, but it doesn't terribly matter, right?
Arizona State.
Either one fits the mold of guys who came from big schools that don't do a whole lot of big-time winning in college, right? And so that's on the coach to take those guys who didn't win in college and turn them into winners. And I don't mean 8-4, cool, but never won the big one, never had the huge upset, right? Penn State, God love them, are the antithesis of that, right? They never win the big one, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so you need your coaches to get them over that hump, that,
Right.
Which for some of them it might be as simple as a mental hump, And so to watch them lose the way they did to Denver, to watch them lose the way they did to Chicago, that is even worse. Listen, you're going to get injuries. Obviously, you could protect a lot of these Dart injuries, but like the Scadaboo injury, listen, injuries to a running back are going to happen. But what's inexcusable is putting these kids into a position where it's just like college all over again. And so they had to do something to change that coaching staff, because you can't blame the GM for finding the talent, but coach has to make them winners.
Like the video, episode 72. We'll wrap this Daboll news with this nugget here. I think that, again, I don't know where they go from here. I've heard Brian Flores. I've heard his name get leaked. I've heard Bill Belichick's name yet again get leaked. I've heard Spagnola's name get leaked. I'm just like all the
gonna break my neck here, buddy.
Literally,
please stop.
You're morphing into D'Lo Brown right now from the Nation of Domination over there.
Please stop.
It's just like, Lord, no. Before Mongo turns into a bobblehead, life-size bobblehead, no. I think the Giants need to just take a deep dive. Shane needs to look at what's working. I know the default is just find a Shanahan guy or find a McVay guy. I get it. How's Matt LaFleur doing? Just actually do an informed, calculated head coach search. You know what I mean? Look what's working right now offensively or defensively or in the college ranks and just make a sound hire, because everything they've done since Coughlin has been a complete unmitigated disaster.
What a disaster.
Absolutely. They have whiffed on every single one. McAdoo was a disaster. Shermer was a disaster. Judge was a disaster. And now DABOL is a disaster. And they're going for the pinky ring. They're going for the one for the thumb right now with their fifth one. And Shane's job is on the line. You know, because I believe that Mara and the rest of the front office, they're just like, all right, we're going to get rid of your boy, but you did have a good draft. If you can nail this coaching hire, we'll extend you. But if you miss, your next coaching hire is gone, and you're gone with them. Like liquidation, everything must go. You know, so, but they got to nail this. Shane has to. His job depends on it, and it would be a shame for. I'm a Cowboy fan, so I'm loving this. So don't get it twisted. Keep it going, Giants. But if I were a Giant fan, you know, you're going to enter another rebuild if you miss this coaching hire, and it sucks because you think with Dart, again with Scadaboo, with Abdul Carter, Brian Burns looks amazing. He's going to be a Pro Bowl. He's going to be all pro, for goodness sake. They've got pieces to be at worst a wild card contender. There's 50 of them every year now. You know, but they got to nail this hiring, or else it's another rebuild for Big Blue.
Yeah, and this, I imagine we're going to have to talk about the Jets here sooner than later. Otherwise, we've wasted our opportunity.
They're coming.
But I'll use them as the example here, which is Aaron Glenn has had his highs and a whole lot of lows. But, you know, Chris Banjo, which I said back in, tell me when I'm telling lies. Man. I told you, Chris. Look, go back, watch a couple episodes. I told you in the summer, Chris Banjo was the sneaky hire of the year, and I stand by it. You know, and if you go out and get a young coach who has some clout, who has some experience, who has some name recognition, in this business, he'll get attention, he'll get a team together, and those guys might be more valuable than the coach himself at that point. So I'm on the Clint Kubiak train here. Obviously, Dad knows a whole bunch of names who can come and help him. I actually think the Seattle receiving core kind of is comparable, not in terms of talent, but in terms of the types of guys to the Giant receiving core, where you have a clear number one, then you have a chain mover in Slayton, you have the deep threat in Hyatt. Tracy kind of acts as sort of, you saw Shaheed run the ball a couple times. Yeah, that could be Tracy. So, I do think it's a comparable offensive shift. And even though he's been an offensive coordinator, the kid did play safety. Kubiak played safety in college. He does know the defensive side of the ball. But if not him, I would go someone of that ilk, someone who's young but has experience in the league, and kind of in the way that Steve Wilkes is kind of just overseeing everything. Just kind of over on the Jet sideline. Find that guy to pair with a young offensive mind for the Giants would be my recommendation.
Subscribe to the channel. Can I get some Ric Flair woos? Give me some Ric Flairs. We love you, Flair. I'm glad he's doing better health-wise. Smoking a lot of that woo down there. Down south. I need to try those woo wings, too. He has wings, but then again, who doesn't? Who's a retired wrestler? But another firing, Nico Harrison. Yeah. Nico Harrison fired by the Dallas Mavericks. I got to get mine off real quick.
Please, you're on a Rockets man.
Where's my camera? The one that's lit up, of course. So Nico Harrison, you trade Luka Doncic. He's the G word. He's a generational talent. He's
okay. In basketball, it's okay. I want to make that perfectly clear.
You can use the G word in basketball. It's a lot easier. One of the top 5 overall scorers in the world right now, in Luka Doncic. You trade him for street clothes, Anthony Davis. Disaster. Absolute disaster. Who, shocker, is hurt. Shocker is hurt. And you tried to sell it. You tried to sell it that time will tell that this move. I'm quoting you, Nico. You don't have a job right now, but you got quotes that are online in the metaverse. Time will tell that this trade will work out for the Dallas Mavericks. Well, your time's up, buddy, because you're out of a job. And it was a bad trade when it happened. Listen, I'm tapped in with all things DLLL Sports, DallasCowboys.com, like the whole Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex content creators. And it was unanimous that you needed to be fired for that decision. And that day's finally come because the Mavs are looking like another lottery pick, to go with Cooper Flagg, who was a lottery pick. I mean, this is, Kyrie's hurt, AD's hurt, and it's just this was a stupid, bad trade. It just was. What did you think was going to happen, Mavs fans? What did you think, Mavs front office, when you signed off on this? And again, Luka Doncic is one of the best players in the world, and he's not even in his prime. We haven't even seen the best of him. You think we got prime Anthony Davis?
Savage.
You think that's what you're getting? He's in street clothes. Kyrie's in street clothes. You know what I mean? Listen, this needed to happen. I'm not shocked it happened. The only thing I'm shocked is it didn't happen sooner, Mongo. Yep. And you're out of a job now. So congratulations, Nico. You played yourself, and you're unemployed. Tell me what I'm telling lies. And that, my friends, is a pipe bomb.
Pipe bomb.
Mongo, on you. Your thoughts on the firing of Nico Harrison.
So the first thing I'll say, and I think you'll agree with this, you're at a moment where at least for the next 3 years, and then after that the number comes down a little because Houston will kind of age out, but still pretty true. 50 wins this year for Dallas might have still made them the third best team in Texas.
Tell me what I'm telling lies. Tell me what I'm telling lies.
So if there's ever been a time to just completely rebuild it, you might as well. So even if he hadn't messed up, even if he hadn't, done what he did, with Cooper Flagg starting off, you're going younger, your older guys literally can't get on the field. Not a bad idea to begin with. So I will give Dallas credit for making the right decision, period. I'll also just throw it into the universe, and if you want to cue that X-Files music up, if you got it. If not, we can always add it in post.
Mongo Files, I missed them.
I can't. How can I? You listen. You love a good pipe bomb. I love a good scandal. Listen,
the files of Mongo making stuff up.
Well, you think I'm making stuff up? Top elite detective, right? You got Monk, you got Psych, you got Magnum PI, and now you got Pablo Torre, right? Pablo is following the scent of Kawhi Leonard's wallet now literally halfway across America, right? Did you see this? He connected him to Mark Cuban, and Mark Cuban was like, "Oh, that guy who's on like 3 boards and is a GM in the same whatever pickleball league as me. Nope, never heard of him or whatever, right? I'm not wrong on this, right?" And so if anyone in Dallas's front office knows anything with where this scandal is going, combined with everything else happening in basketball right now, and now the world giving up on Adam Silver, and we may have investigations out the wazoo, probably not a bad idea to clean house of anyone who might know anything anyway.
Agreed.
So I'm not saying that's what's going on here, but I'm saying in a world where he messed up, in a world where it's time to move on anyway, not a bad idea to just protect yourself too.
Down the Marco. All of this is like, I just rewatched Casino for like the 10th time. This is like the end of Casino meets Emmanuel Classe. Meets Chauncey Billups, meets Terry Rozier, meets Blue Chips. Like, goodness gracious. Like, that's on the Patreon. You guys got to pay for that. But
if you're the NHL, by the way, you're sitting there going, everyone is literally gambling themselves out of the profession.
Facts.
How are we still a distant fourth?
Facts.
Like, at what
Exactly,
point do we go,
yeah.
that's pretty entertaining.
Facts.
Like, it's
Facts.
unreal.
He's some Dom DeMarcos. That's facts right there.
Unreal.
Some love to the guys on the ice. Some love to the guys on the ice. But no. Let's keep things moving here. Again, episode 72 of the U-Goboy podcast, live from Bravery Studios, Sports Talk. The trade season took place. And we want to talk about blockbuster deals like this. Like in years past, we've both cut major CM Punk Vegas level pipe bombs here about how lackluster and underwhelming the NFL trade season has been. Like last year, a couple here and there, maybe the year before, but this year, box office with a capital B. Oh man. Let's start with the two that dominated and the two that involved, your team. First, Sauce Gardner, Juice versus Sauce, available now streaming on all digital platforms. Sauce Gardner is a cult for 2 first-round picks. Congratulations on that. That gives you guys 5 total when it's all said and done. Because the second trade, Quinnen Williams, comes to the Dallas Cowboys, America's team. You guys get another first-round pick. Again, totaling 5 number ones over the next 2 years. Mongo, first the Sauce trade, then the Quinnen trade, and then we'll talk about some other ones here or there. How do you feel about both of those trades now that the dust is settled? You give your take, I'll give mine.
All right, I'm going off menu right away.
Go for it.
I'm going rogue. I'll flail my hat at the camera when I'm done. For anyone who's going, oh, jet talk, I'll flail when I'm done. I'll try and keep it short.
Go for it.
No, listen, I think it's fair to do these individually because I do think one actually is significantly better than the other for the two teams out there, and we'll talk about that in a minute.
I agree.
But I think it's fair to start by shutting up anyone who is taking the stance of the Jets shouldn't have done this.
Yahtzees. Give me some Yahtzees. That's Yahtzee level right there. Go for
I'm willing to have the discussion of value. I'm willing to have the discussion of timing. I'm willing to have the discussion of once those two guys go, should we have moved everybody? Should we have moved anybody? You know, Breece Hall, they were 1 round off from trading him to the Chiefs. At that point, do you just fold? Those are conversations I'm willing to have. But did the Jets need to do this, I think, is one of the dumbest, most obvious questions that it's shocking we're still asking. And so just 2 quick things we need to talk about here, like from a macro standpoint. The first is when I was promising you the 13th pick in this summer, I kept telling you part of the reason why, Watts is currently on the practice squad, but Tufele and Watts make up like the best DT 4 and 5 in the NFL. Stiggers and Thomas make up like the best cornerback 4 and 5. Allen and Davis make up one of the best backup running back tandems in the NFL. The back 60% of this roster is strong as far as back ends of our roster go. Depth, exactly. So if you are 0-7, clearly the team is broken. Why? You can't fix the part that works, right? So if you had to do something and you can't move the bottom part of it, common sense prevails. You had to move the top part of it, right?
Agreed.
So we clearly had to move on there. Secondly, Aaron Glenn accidentally opened Pandora's box and he got in trouble for the same old Jets comment, right? And I don't blame him. It's a stigma. It's a way of life, right? It's an essence. Macy's could make ode to Jets if they wanted to, and it would stink to high hell. And so you want to talk about breaking that mold. Look at what happens here. They win the trade deadline. And again, if you want to fight me on that, I'm willing to hear that. But at the very least, they were on the back page of the proverbial NFL ledger the next day, right? They were the hype train of the NFL in a good, exciting way, which is not very Jetsian. Then on top of that, they are now the darlings of the 26 draft. They are now the darlings of the 27 draft, so they own the next 2 drafts. They have changed the way we look at contract extensions, if not as a whole in the league, at the very least, the way fans, because honestly, as a Jet fan, I thought Sauce was now a Jet for life because they re-signed him in July. Clearly means nothing anymore. And so now when they inevitably sign Elijah Vera Tucker and you hear me yell a 4-letter word halfway across space, I'll go, oh, that's okay. They can still trade him, right? So they changed the mold there. And I get this one's a little out there, but why not? I'm having a party. If Sauce goes to the Colts and he makes them a well-rounded team and it takes the pressure off of Taylor and, it takes the value solely off of him, they might have just changed the MVP narrative. I mean, what they did with this trade, you want to talk about shaking that same old stigma? They shook the league for years. So this was dynamic, this was necessary, and this was awesome. And so I don't see a world where anyone who says they shouldn't have done this, we don't have a starting point for that conversation.
Dom DeMarco's cooking like Lil B, bass god back in the day. No, when you're at the time when you're 1-7, now currently 2-7, I believe, or
2-7. We're moving up, baby. We're coming for you, Cardinals. We're coming for you, Falcons.
When you're 2-7 and you're staring at a top 5 pick, proverbially, you got to blow it up.
Correct.
It's not a question of if you should blow it up. There is no question. You blow it up.
Right.
You blow it to high heavens. You blow it up like Wile E. Coyote trying to blow up the bridge to try to stop Roadrunner.
Right.
That's how you blow it up. And you're talking about moving assets to get more assets because draft capital is important. Shedding salary cap is important. All that's important if you got a plan.
Right.
Now, we have discussed on numerous occasions, the plan should start with getting you guys as franchise quarterback. And you absolutely have the capital to do that now.
Correct.
I am going to keep on trotting out the Shedeur Sanders train until somebody tells me otherwise. Because you guys got
That's where this was going?
You guys got picks galore. Why not give Cleveland a call and be like, hey, listen, you guys want a 6th or a 7th? Have them come into camp. See what you got. But that's neither here or there. I'll just be facetious.
Bryce Young coming soon to a garbage heap near you.
Exactly.
Come on, Bryce.
Savage.
Savage.
No, I mean, this trade needed to happen. Those trades, plural, needed to happen. I say you guys should have traded Breece Hall. Why not? You know, like running backs, listen, elite running backs are in a tier of their own. I believe Breece is an elite running back or fringe elite running back at best or at worst. You know, but you guys got the capital to do it. The thing is, you guys have had 3-1s in the past before.
Yeah.
You were the last team to do it. The plan and the vision needs to be clearer. It needs to be more intentional. You guys can't miss this time. Right. Because if you miss this time, history is going to repeat itself. And then 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 years from now, you guys are going to have to move another guy to do it all over again. So, but this move also cements the fact that Glenn should be here for a while. Snickers.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, you leave him in place. You let him further solidify his culture. We both joked and kind of lamented, like, yo, you're supposed to be a Dan Campbell guy. Yeah. We need some of that fighting Dan Campbell aura. We need that. You're going to have picks galore now for the next couple years to get your guys to build it up like Dan Campbell was awful his first year in Detroit, by the way. Mm-hmm. Where's my camera? Dan Campbell was awful his first year in Detroit. I think they had one win they were like 1-14 or 1-12 in like their first up until the later part of his first season. Detroit stuck with him. They stuck with him. They're a Super Bowl contender. They were last year. They were the year before. They are again this year. Shocker. Because they allowed the culture to mature and they allowed him to get his guys, build up some coordinators who became head coaches. Let Glenn cook. Let the man cook. Yeah. You know, I know you said you were out on him before, and I was kind of with you, but this trade lets me know that the front office is like, we're going to double down on him. We believe him. He's our guy.
I'm back in on it.
You're back in?
The more
I love it.
The more he reminds me of Joe Pesci from Home Alone, the more I'm back in on him.
Sticky Bandits, baby. That's bold. That's bold.
This man is bold. This man is a lunatic. And I am here for it. I definitely want to talk about Sauce probably more in first, and so if we want to come back. But since you brought up Aaron Glenn, I think proof of this, you know, one of the big, and which I think is wrong, but one of the big sort of, you know, naysayer, you know, nonsense of this trade is, oh, these are all going to be, you know, low picks because these are, you know, playoff teams. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But look at what Aaron Glenn does. He goes out, and there's a reason also it's Mozzie Smith, but Mozzie Smith, 26th overall. He literally goes out and says, you mean guys like that? Watch what I do with this kid, right? He's embracing it. He's saying, bring on these 20-something picks. I'm going to change Mozzie, and then I'll draft the next guy and turn him into a stud. You know, I love that he's embracing, you know, Brandon Stevens has turned it around. He actually has the higher PFF ranking than Sauce this year.
Dom DeMarco.
And
Dom DeMarco. I didn't know that.
He's got a PFF of 82 and change since week 4 in the low 70s for the year, which means in order to do that, just if you do some quick math, in the first 3 weeks, he had to be in the mid-50s somewhere. 60 is basically you're not usable. So, I mean, he was unusable the first 3 weeks, and they've turned him into better than Sauce. You do need to be a little bit of a cornerback whisperer to do that. Now, Cisco was still in the 50s before he got hurt for the season. Malachi Moore finally is starting to look good. He had a rough start. So, I mean, he's not automatic. He's not an absolute whisperer yet. But for what he has done with Stevens, you know, I am starting to believe a little bit. Now, with that being said, do you want to go to Williams or Sauce first?
Yeah. So we can go Williams, the Williams trade as well, because that'll bleed into some Cowboy talk. But continue.
So to go to Breece Hall here, because you had mentioned about Breece.
Yeah.
The reason I think you arguably stop where you do, although if they could have moved Quincy Williams as well, he kind of fits his mold. Although, shout out to Quincy Williams. You were pissed you got benched, and it showed this week.
Oh, yeah.
And you were awesome, man. Good on you.
Free agent to be.
But we'll see what happens. But why I think you keep Brees is, to your point, I think it's very clear now. Are you an Aaron Glenn guy or are you not?
Agreed.
And I think with Sauce, it's going to be a little bit more speculative, but we'll hit the X-Files music again soon. Not yet, but be ready.
Savage.
But with Quinnen Williams, when you look at it, so this isn't a guy who misses a whole lot of games, right? In the last 4.5 years, dating back to 2021, only missed 4 games over 4.5 years. So you are already worried, does he have mileage on him? But then you look this year, his sack totals were on pace to be his lowest ever, including his rookie year when he only started 9 games. But his tackles for loss were actually on pace to be his highest ever, which means they're playing this style of let's keep our defensive linemen in their lanes, avoid that run, that quarterback 20-yard run. They're probably thinking we have to play Josh Allen and Drake May for, a quarter of the year. And let's let the defensive backs do their thing because I am Aaron Glenn, hear me roar, I am the defensive back whisperer. And so you don't need a guy getting that much money. You don't need a guy with that much talent like Quinnen Williams. So while I'm more sad to see him go, he just wasn't a fit in what Aaron Glenn wants. And honestly, what Aaron Glenn wants out of the defensive tackle position, a combination of Harrison Phillips, Mozzie Smith, Tefele, Briggs, who they got from Cleveland for like a 7th-round pick or whatever, a 6-7 swap or something, and like a 7th-round defensive tackle or give Eric Watts another shot or something. That conglomeration of blue-collar defensive tackles can serve Aaron Glenn's scheme. So I'm not worried about losing him, even though I do think he is going to be very useful for Dallas because Dallas is not afraid to unleash that potential. So before I turn it over to you and you can give the Cowboy side, I do just want to quickly bring up this idea again of these low picks. Aside from the fact that, again, Aaron Glenn doesn't seem scared of that, I think we need to just quickly relive that 2021 draft you were talking about with the 3 picks. That 3rd pick, that Jermaine Johnson pick that they trade up for, they owned the 35. The 38 came over in the Sam Darnold trade, yet another first-rounder traded. Now they move up from 38 to 36 to get Breece Hall, which allows them to then use the 35 to move up to get Jermaine Johnson. If they don't have that 38, there's a chance they stay at 35 and just take Breece Hall and play it safe. So even though that 2nd-rounder, even if it didn't get used correctly, let's say, it still gave them the flexibility to go up, to move around and do those things. So I really don't care where those picks are. This is a team that historically, if they have 7 picks, they're just staying where they are and drafting 7. So any sort of flexibility these picks give them is worth value no matter where those picks are.
Subscribe to the channel. Mongo's cooking. He's cooking. Thanksgiving's like right around the corner, so it's only fitting. We got pie on the way, too. Oh, what was that?
Yeah, this is an 11 out of 10.
11 out of 10 on the pie?
Oh, absolutely.
Go ahead, get a bite. That's a grown man bite there. My man. 11 out of 10, awesome. To the Quinnen Williams trade to Dallas, which again ties into some Jet talk as well, more Jet talk. I don't care that it's Jet heavy because you guys own the day.
We won, right? We won the deadline.
You guys won the deadline.
It's our time.
The deadline was all about the Jake.
This is our one shining moment, and I'm taking it.
March Madness, you tried out. No, I don't know. As a Cowboy fan, watching this team during part 2 of the soft rebuild, as we've discussed numerous times on this show, I'm just sick and tired of us making mid quarterbacks or bad quarterbacks look great. I'm sick and tired of our defense making Russell Wilson look good, making Jacoby Brissett look good, making Bo Nix look good, making Bryce Young look good, making Jordan Love look good. I can keep going. Making Jalen Hurts look good. I'm sick and tired of week in and week out watching this defense make complete and utter fools of themselves. And again, I knew that this was going to be a 7-win team. I still feel there's still a 7-win team. Even
Watch out, the Jets are coming for you.
I know.
They're going to get the 6th.
13th overall pick. Here we come.
It's coming.
But something needed to happen. That Monday Night Football game, that was the straw that broke the camel's back. We got Jacoby Brissett looking like Joe Montana out there, looking like freaking Doug Williams in his prime with the Redskins. Like, what are we doing, man? Like, mind you, the very next week, how do you look against Seattle?
I was going to say, when you get destroyed and the talk the next day is Jonathan Gannon, please get fired. Like, when you can lose to a team that doesn't want its coach, That's rough.
I think
That hurts.
That's
That's
rock,
low.
that's rock bottom.
Yeah.
I think we hit rock bottom, man, and not like it. So since we hit rock bottom, the very next day, do you smell what the Rock is cooking? Like the front office, round of applause for Jerry Jones. Very rare you're gonna get that on this show. From me on this network in this country, Jack Nicholson voice. I gotta get that drop. I've been
You do it every time.
Literally.
We just avoid that drop.
Marv, that drop's coming next episode. We can book that. No, I mean, he said that he had some things cooking, and I'm all for the Logan trade from Cincinnati, a linebacker. Sign me up for that.
Sure, why not?
We don't have a linebacker. We don't have one.
You had 11 washing machines out there.
Literally.
I mean, these are things now that have pulses. I mean, this is a step in the right direction.
I mean, Overshone is coming back this week. We'll see how many. He'll probably be on a snap count. Coming off an ACL.
That's fine.
But
The whole team should be on a snap.
literally,
Who cares?
Savage.
literally,
Just get right for next year.
literally, we got the little giants at on defense right now, and it's showed because they're rock bottom and 32nd and everything. Sign me up for Logan at linebacker, but to get Quinnen Williams, and here's the masterclass. We still have 2 ones this year.
Yeah.
We gave up next year's one from the Micah trade. By the way, how'd Micah look on Monday Night Football?
One of the weirdest Monday Night Football games
That
I've
was
ever seen.
That
by
was.
the way.
Where's my camera? That was bad.
Savage.
Jordan Love and Jalen Hurts had a Spider-Man meme off of just bad quarterback play.
Savage.
Defense took center stage, but Lord have mercy, the play calling and quarterback play, that was some of the worst quarterback play and offensive play calling I have seen in a very long time in prime time.
When that
Savage.
left field goal went up, I genuinely thought either it was going to be like a Charlie Brown where he just pulls the ball out, or I thought it was going to be like a cartoon where he makes contact with it and it just explodes. I really didn't even think that ball was going to leave the floor, and then it just whoop. I like the commentary. Like, not a chance, and the Eagles win.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Like, he was so sad.
Yeah,
and thank God this is over.
Now McManus kicks it in the third row. He tied the game and gave us a tie against us, but that's neither here nor there. No, when Jordan Love's not playing the Dallas Cowboys, you see the real Jordan Love.
Yeah, that's right.
It's Jordan hate because it's bad.
Prescott's successor seems pretty obvious. If Jordan Love can play 9 of his games a year in Jerry World, man, he'd be untouchable.
Literally. But no, the Williams trade needed to happen. We haven't had a viable defensive tackle Mongo since, I want to say, Jay Ratliff. That's
fair.
That's a pull. I was in college when that guy was playing.
That's a long time ago.
Talking 2007, man. So I'm over the moon. Still a long shot. I mean, we're 3 games or 3.5 games, however you want to factor in the tie. We're 3 back in the loss column. Let's go for baseball talk.
All right,
We're
I'll
3
take
back.
that. I'll take that.
We're 3 back in the loss column.
Game in hand on a couple teams.
3 back in the loss column in the NFC East behind the Philadelphia Eagles, who are complete frauds. I'm sorry. Like, it's like I don't know how else to say.
Time for another day, but man, a lot of the top teams, man. Yikes! The Ravens might win this thing from the 7 if they get in. I mean, it's crazy.
I'm here for it. Mongo, did you know that the Eagles lead the league in 3 and outs?
I really thought you were going to say in bounce passes. I gotta be totally honest. I thought that was going to be the stat, and I was here for that too.
Give me a couple more of those.
Savage.
Yeah, but we're not talking about filthy. We're not talking about them. But no, I'm excited because this trade gives us some foundation to work with. I'm comfortable with us missing the playoffs. Like, I know Dak is going to put up crazy Madden on rookie mode numbers, and I'm here for it. You have a foundation now. You have something to work with.
Correct.
Going into re-sign George Pickens, re-sign Kenny Clark, re-sign him too. I mean, he's due $20 million next year. You got two number ones. This is what using free agency and trades are supposed to look like, Jerry. This is what do I always talk about? Bargain basement bullshit. That's what they've been doing the entire since Dak walked into the league in 2016 with Zeke. It's been bargain basement bullshit. Your number 2 receiver was Terrence Williams. He was in the UFL last time I checked.
Right.
Cole Beasley dropped a rap album. You see what I'm saying? Like, what have you surrounded with Dak? What have you surrounded him with since he got into the league? Seriously. You pulled the ripcord and got Amari Cooper, who you eventually traded away anyway, who's retired now. That's the last time they were just like, let's make a concerted effort to put as many great players around our quarterback, who is the highest paid player at his position, only because the front office isn't good at doing that either. Let's do what Philly does. Let's just put as many great players around the quarterback to make his job easier. If Dallas had a 20th ranked defense, Mongo, we'd be the number 1 seed in the NFC right now. That's how good the offense is. So this trade lets me know, maybe, cautious optimism. Maybe they're finally starting to get it. Because Quentin Williams, PFF says he's the number 1 defensive tackle against the run. Let me look at the camera one more time. The number 1 PFF grade against the run in the NFL, Quentin Williams. So all those idiots who gave it an F grade, Nick Wright with your Bond villain hair, I'm looking at you, who gave it an F grade. Yeah, number 1 against the run. Upgrade.
I do just Jet fan. Hi. That's nice to say
Savage.
But the one cautionary tale I will say on that particular stat, like I said, the way Aaron Glenn has been using him, specifically avoiding letting him overshoot gaps and things of that nature.
Agreed.
You know, if they deploy him to be more of a blitzer, that number may come down. But he is still, especially as he's been getting older and more cautious himself, he has turned into a very good run stopper. And the idea of it being an F, to me, is a joke. Because
Laughable.
here's what this trade is to me if I'm Dallas, and here's how I would look at it as a Dallas fan. This is the human who says, you know, I want to lose weight. So they go out and buy running shoes, or they go out and buy a mirror, or they go out and buy a scale.
Or a gym membership.
They go out, right. They go out and buy something that forces their hand, right?
Yeah.
And this pick on both sides is that for Dallas. By dangling that 2027 first rounder out there, you have to go get in shape, right? To finish the analogy here. You have to go be busy in the offseason, because you can't give the Jets the number 9 overall. You can't give the Jets the number 13 overall. You have to be good next year. And on the flip side, you are dangling for other free agents we are invested in next year. We have gone out and got this guy. We are building the other side of the ball. We are not just a team that's trying to win 50-48 anymore. Come join us. So it is a great accountability tool that I think forces, finally. I hope Jerry's getting it right for your sake, but I think more importantly, they don't have a choice. It is a tangible, we have to get it right. So that's why I do think, I think the Jets win this trade. I'm sorry, I do.
That's fine.
But
That's fine.
I think it's a good trade for Dallas, especially in the wake of, again, I mean, Diggs and Bland are not getting it done as the face of this defense. I mean, it's a simple question of, you know, just go on the street, name one Cowboy defender to the casual, you know, sports fan around here. They weren't doing that. You know, this gives you an identity. This gives you a building piece. This gives you a sense of urgency. It does a lot of good things for Dallas while also getting you a really good player to boot.
It's your boy, U-Goboy. And my friends at New York Posse, they're going to hook you up with some official gear. The Knicks are hotter than ever, and they're going to get you right with some official snapbacks, beanies, official gear, official like tissue, baby. Hit that promo code below, 2024. Get 20% off on all New York Posse gear. Hit the link below, and they're going to get you right. It's your boy, U-Goboy. Yahtzee. Subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Yeah, I mean, every Cowboy fan is lock, stock, and barrel. We don't want to be the 32nd ranked defense anymore.
Yeah.
We just want to be
You guys might be 34th. You might be behind like Iowa.
Literally.
You might be behind Caltech. You might be behind whatever team the Waterboy played for. I mean, you guys are atrocious.
I think
Savage,
Ohio
savage,
State
savage.
and Indiana could score on our defense right now. And like I'm being as serious as I possibly can. Jeremiah Smith against any of our corners right now?
It's bad.
I've talked to the guy. Shout out to All Things Covered. Love you guys. B-Mac and Patrick P. Jeremiah Smith right now, one-on-one against Bland. I'm being an extra, but still, like it's bad.
terrible.
It's bad. It's been bad before, but we ran down the numbers in one of the virtual episodes.
Yeah.
Like the Mike Nolan experience was bad. He deserved to be fired long before he was. He got Tabasco sauce in his eye and everything. Eberflus is worse. We're talking like light years worse. Like historic things haven't been like this in 50 to 60 years of existence worse. So something needed to happen. If this gets us to the 20th or 25th ranked defense, we might steal a wild card, Mongo.
In the NFC?
Is so, exactly.
For sure.
And that's my point too, as we begin to wind down.
We gotta get saucy here. I know. I'm ready.
Yeah,
I'll go quick. I'm ready.
Honestly, the NFC is so wide open. So wide open.
Yeah.
This is like a carbon copy of Major League Baseball, minus, Class A. This, but I don't know, the tush push and Eagles referees aside, it's kind of close. But anyway, the NFC is wide open. There's 50 wild cards. Why not try to capitalize on an elite offense? Why not just try to get your defense from 32nd to 20th?
Yeah.
You can get a 7 seed. Hell, you can get a 6 seed. If you just string together some wins, avoid catastrophic injury, you got a bunch of guys coming back. I applaud them for actually using trades and free agency the correct way and avoiding bargain basement bullshit. I stand by that.
Yeah,
that was
sure,
round of applause one more time for the front office of Cowboys. If it doesn't work out and we're a 7-win team, so what? We got something to build off of for 2027.
For sure.
And moving forward. But yeah, let's get to this next part. You wanted to talk about more sauce?
Yeah, I just want to real
Sure,
quick
sure.
because listen, Sauce Gardner, should you ever watch this, I want to just say real quick, I know nothing about you.
Juice versus Sauce now streaming all digital platforms.
I'm sure you're a great dude. I'm sure I want you to be on this show. I'm sure you could beat me in a fight in under 8 seconds. With that being said, I'm just connecting the dots. I'm just using facts. And if I'm totally wrong, I'm totally wrong. But let's talk about Sauce Gardner first.
Go for it, Mongo.
From Detroit, goes to Cincinnati. Now, he goes to Cincinnati at a time, assuming he's like most high schoolers and was looking sophomore through senior year at where he wanted to go for college. This was a Bearcat team that went 4-8 his junior and senior year of college. He had an offer from Iowa State, who had gone to 2 bowls in those 2 years. He had an offer from Kentucky. So he could have said, I want to go to a winner. He could have said, I want to go play at the highest level of competition. And if you're going to say, oh, he just wanted to stay closer to home, he had offers from Western Michigan and Central Michigan. So why he chose Cincinnati? Again, I don't know you. I have no idea. And listen, he, at the time it was group of 5. Now it's like group of 2.5 or whatever it is. But he took that Cincinnati team and he made him the first non-group of 5 to go to the playoffs. And that's great. He was endearing to the country and he rocked it as an underdog. But you still can't deny he didn't go to he had a chance to play in the SEC and he didn't do it. He had a chance to play for a bowl, a consistently going to a bowl team, Big 12 team, and he didn't do that. And if he likes being the underdog, I'm sorry, welcome to New York where there is no such thing as an underdog. There are only 3 settings for a New York team. At any given point, and this is true for the Yankees, this is true for the Rangers, this is true for anybody, only 3 settings. Your team sucks, your team is overrated, or your team is the villain. Those are the only 3 settings you're allowed to be in New York.
Ric Flair's, baby. Ric Flair's. Let him fly, man. That'd be marvelous.
And there is no reason to believe that that's what Sauce signed up for, or that Sauce was ever going to be able to be the face of a team that was going to be set in one of those things. Because if he wanted those things, he wouldn't have gone to Cincinnati in the first place. And again, maybe he was wooed by a coach's promise of he'll teach him how to make Skyline chili or whatever it was. I have no idea. Again, love you, Sauce. I'm strictly guessing. But in a world where we have no reason to believe he was ever right for New York, I'm okay with this to start with. Now, the one thing you can't deny, again, like I said, he's talented. I know that. You know that.
Oh, yeah.
You know who else knows that? Sauce Gardner knows that.
True.
So when Aaron Glenn is coming in and saying, this is my team now, I am the captain now, and you are going to all do things my way, and he's going out and getting these bargain bin guys who are clearly buying in, right? Because Brandon Stevens is clearly invested. As Thomas, the rookie, is clearly invested with the moves he's made. I mean, you look at Jarvis Brownlee. I don't know if you heard the story real quick from week 8. He gets done, they beat Cincinnati. He's one of the last guys in the clubhouse. He asks someone in the media, what time is it? And when they tell him it's about 4:55, he goes, "Oh, good, I still have time to go watch the Titans lose." Like, those are the savage guys Aaron Glenn is looking for.
Savage.
And there's no reason to believe that is Sauce
Savage.
Gardner. He went to the small school. He does things his way. He knows he's good, so he's not going to commit to that level. And so knowing that we had to move on from some of the big dogs for reasons I talked about before, honestly, to me, it's good riddance to begin with. And then the fact that you were able to get 2 firsts from a fairly new owner, who said, it was very clear they called all 31 teams, other teams, and said, "What's your cornerback situation?" It is now a known fact. She went to her GM and said, "Let's just get the best player out there at any cost." So it was a match made in heaven for a guy who we have no idea if he was ever going to get that grit, right? That New York face that some people have and some people just never do.
Right.
We don't know and we'll never know if it was there. And so I'm way more okay with him going than a guy like Quinnen Williams, who was able to do it in New York, who had it in New York, and just wasn't a good fit for Aaron Glenn's defense. To me, these are going to be forever lumped together as the one jet explosion, but totally different situations.
Subscribe to the channel. I know it's like comparing sports and whatnot, but you can do that with New York sports. Sauce never gave me Jalen Brunson vibes.
Correct. Yeah, that's a great example.
He just never did. Like,
He never gave me Nick Swisher vibes. It's not even about being
didn't.
great.
Right.
It's about
Being
about understanding what
Right.
is expected in this city.
Agreed.
And he knew, I am good enough. I will be forever called the closest. He'll be Timo Darrell Revis for life. He knew what he was able to do.
That's I like that one.
He
I like
wore the
that.
green, so he had it. He was set for life. He took the paycheck. And again, obviously, Albert Hainsworth is the extreme example. You work
Yes.
backwards from there.
Yeah.
But we don't know what he was going to be on the second paycheck. We don't know what Quinnen Williams was going to be on the second paycheck. I'm very okay moving on here.
It's not looking good so far. And I watched his first game against the. I did wake up to watch him against the Falcons, and Drake London had him on skates. But that's neither here or there.
Which, sorry, real quick, just while we're on that.
Yeah.
Listen, you can see a world where Buffalo and New England are in the playoffs next year.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You can see a world where Denver, the Chargers, and Kansas City are in the playoffs next year, which means you're down to one spot from the South and one spot from the North. If the Texans can fix their O-line, or if the Jags can stay out of their own way, there's no guarantee the Colts win that division next year, especially with how unpredictable that division is. And so this nonsense that, the Colts traded 2 27s or a 32 and a 28
that's not
for
luck.
this thing could be in number 18.
It's not a lock. With the way the league's going, it's not a lock. Before we got 3 minutes. Before we go, I want you to name 3 teams. I'm going to do it first.
Okay.
I want you to name 3 teams that if the phone rings, you see potential scam alert. All right?
Okay.
Potential scam alert.
Okay.
My potential scam alert, the Green Bay Packers.
Ooh, all right,
Potential
all right, I got to find a new one now.
Potential scam. You can go too. We can double up.
Fair enough.
Potential scam alert. The reigning world champion Philadelphia Eagles. Potential scam. You lead the league in 3 and outs. I'm not making that up. You can go check that. Potential scam alert. And last but not least, the Buffalo Bills. Potential scam alert, bro. They had Tua out there looking like Dan Marino, man. What are we doing? What are we doing? I gotta get that drop. I think it's Joe Biden saying that. But what are we doing? Mongo, some potential scammers.
I'll come back to one. All of those are great choices. I think you have the stronger board here, so I'll try and go to what would be my sort of secondary choices here. We got to talk about the Niners here for a minute.
I was gonna name them too.
I'm sorry.
But go for it. Potential scammers, the Niners.
Listen, I mean, it's not even entirely their fault.
Injuries. I'm gonna blame injuries.
It is injuries, but at the same time, they have 6 wins. Their next 4 are something like Cleveland, Carolina, and 2 others like that. I forget who. It's Arizona, and I think it might be Tennessee or something.
Yeah.
But they're gonna be 10-2 or whatever it's gonna be. They're gonna be in the same conversation as the Rams and Seahawks, who play each other. So one of them can only be at 10, and it's a joke. It's a joke that those 3 are going to be 1A, 1B, and 1C. It really should be 1A, 1B, and 9. So they're definitely a scam. I have the Chargers actually as a scam. Again, super soft schedule. and not entirely their fault either. They're down to about their 9th offensive tackle, and they actually, I don't know if you saw this week, they basically completely changed their plan. Herbert just dunking over the middle every time, like 2.5 yards per completion or something. They made a tactical error. They should have waited to the playoffs, got in as they'd rather get in as the 2 and give away that strategy than get in as the 6 and then unleash it in the playoffs. I respect that. Harbaugh is never one to not always go for every win he can get, but I would have tried to sneak into the playoffs and then change my strategy. And then I'm sorry. Green Bay is the I'm trying to think if I can put a 6 team in there. Jacksonville's close because I don't get how they have any wins. Atlanta's close because I don't get how they have any
got
wins.
honorable mentions.
But Green Bay is just, oh my God. They have 9 wide receivers. I don't even think they might be the same guy who just keeps switching jerseys because you never see all like 7 of them together.
They have a converted cornerback too. Bo Milton or whatever his name is.
It's insane. And any given week, some weeks, I mean, listen, just go look at their scores, right? Just look at some games they put up 40, some games they put up 3. They are wildly unpredictable.
And I got an honorable mention: the Bears. The Bears.
Oh,
the Bears. Oh yeah. Potential scare alert. My phone's been blowing up with the Chicago area code. Okay, round of applause. Oh man, Mongo, this was great. On behalf of myself, happy Thanksgiving in advance. You know what I mean? We're going to eat some pie after this. Shout out to an amazing young lady who made that pie for me. We're going to sign off like this. The belt is in storage, but it'll be back for the next episode. I got the merch. Mongo's got the merch. That's Mongo. He's got a beard. Okay, man, the one and only marvelous one. He's behind the glass. He's got amazing hair and amazing goatee. This is Bravery Studios. I'm U-Goboy. We love you guys. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy the football. We'll be back before the year is out for more of that sports talk. We love you guys. Peace. Come on back. Yahtzee.
Whoa. Hey, this a vibe, nigga. Whoa. Woo. Secure the bag. I need more. Hey, 3P, Jordan. Whoa. Woo. I can't keep it on a low. This a whole vibe. I don't need a plug, no cosign. Thinking out loud, that's a gold mine. Mask on, yeah, COVID-19. Baby mama, yeah, looking like Rihanna. Rest in peace to George, rest in peace Brianna. Still kicking like Van Damme with my niggas in Amsterdam.
You go, boy. Yahtzee.